Welcome to the Daughter of the Light. Our full moon, our lunar eclipse, Sirius gateway. So welcome everyone. And I'm going to start off with introducing you to the Daughter of Wings. And this is from the New Divine Feminine, of course, Megan Don's book. And we thought about the theme of what's happening in the fifth power today and the full moon. And it looks like we're taking off, like getting wings for our dreams. And she says, and it comes from page 41, when we are unable to consciously receive, our desires remain in the realm of clouds. Wishes, fantasies, they take us where the wind blows. And it indicates when we are like that, or we are stuck in the mud, we're either flying in the clouds or we're stuck in the mud. It may be that we are trying to prove we are somebody, that we are worthy in the eyes of the world. And Yeshua speaks to Magdalene and says, seek to become nobody. Because this seeking to become nobody is what brings freedom and liberation. So when we can imagine that we have no roles, no demands, nothing to be proved, there is only spaciousness of being. And that spaciousness has no need or desire to be recognized or filled in any way, or that we have to prove somehow ourselves. So we are ultimately trying to prove our own worth and the innate power of our own soul. And often that's why we are trying to prove ourselves to the world. When we let go of this identity, we can sometimes go into panic and into fear. But if we allow ourselves to go inside and relax into the spaciousness, then our true dreams and desires arise because they no longer are needed to be proved. But they come from the place of the deep soul purpose or mission. These are the dreams that have wings. And the daughter is the great dreamer. She is the cosmic womb of our being who births our true desires. And I just had to show you that I actually did one of my art journaling pages. I forgot to make a photo of it, but this one you can't make a photo of because I have wings, see? And then you open up the wings, which have got lovely illustrations there. And there's all the daughters here, which you can hardly see, but there's all the daughters rising up into the rays of the sun, like a swan, which has got Hamza Soha on it, which is our true identity. Come here, I did this years ago. Who knew? And there's the birds all flying up, and the words are, rise up, fly high. So I just had to show you that. I know it's not show and tell yet, but it just seemed to fit really well. So, Amina, tell us about this full moon.
Okay, I'm going to put a picture up for you while I'm talking about it. Okay, first I have to remember how to share screen.
Oh, you're
Okay,
not
you
going
need.
to.
I'm
I've got.
disabled.
All right, I've just enabled you.
Disabled me. Good. All right, here we are. Okay, so this is the
Wow.
Capricorn lunar eclipse of the full moon. Uh, and according to our astrologers, it has a detoxifying effect. We may be feeling the need to purge and let go, but also a sense of freedom and relief as we reach the end of this eclipse cycle. I think that we'll all be glad of that. Um, this Capricorn eclipse also comes in the height of the Sirius gateway. This was something new for me, this Sirius gateway, and I'm intrigued with it, particularly because this particular power and Sephiroth that we're bringing in tonight is very much in line with the meaning of the Sirius gateway. So every year during the first week of July, a sacred gateway of energy is activated between Earth and the star Sirius, bringing heightened vibrations and spiritual advancements. Sirius is considered our spiritual sun and sends beams of high-frequency energy to Earth, recharging our soul, heightening our intuition, and activating our creativity. And in Tiphareth, which is the sphere that we'll be talking about tonight, it is the center of the soul and is the spiritual sun, so it's very much connected. The sun is considered to be the birthplace of life force. It heals us and it gives us the energy to do as we do. At this phase, the sun is farthest away from our planet, and Sirius has taken a closer position, being closest to the Earth. Sirius is revered to be the gateway to heaven by many mystics and old cultures. It is the source of divine energy and heightened consciousness. So this apparently goes on beginning today, where we are in the U.S. on the 3rd, and through the 7th, and it occurs every year. So now we know all about the Sirius gateway, and I really like this. The spiritual sun that sends beams of high frequency energy to Earth, recharging our soul, heightening our intuition, and activating our creativity. We know all about that creativity activation. So
wow, beautiful.
So let's see.
Yep.
All right. Can you see the altar? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Good.
To the glory of the triple goddess, we kindle the light. Most gracious Lady, Maiden, Mother, and Crone of humanity, Goddess of the full moon, we greet you with great rejoicing. We welcome you to our circle and ask that you guide us in this time of power and ripeness and fill us with the fullness of your light. And from Mary's saying, number 16, if you know the path of the sun, you will know the path of the moon. To the glory of the triple goddess, we kindle the light, invoking the daughter bride of light.
Kalanura, daughter bride of light, we call to you from the deepest recesses of our souls. We call for you to return to the land of our souls, where it waits to give birth in this world. Bring your inspirations, your dreams, and your new ways of being. Help us to breathe upon all those places that have closed and withered, so we may dance freely in the light. Praise to you, our daughter, bride of light.
Let us chant together the Kala Nura Ein Saf Or. 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 To the glory of the triple goddess, we kindle the light, invoking the mother of the light.
Ama Ayima, woman of light, we pray to you in all your splendor and your brightness of soul. May we come to our birthing with grace, with openness, with desire, letting complacency fall aside, and with old energies willing to die. Let our heavenly soul be known within and all around us. For this is our saving grace, our soul known in you, our soul born in you. Praise to you, Mother, our woman of light.
Let's chant together Ama Aima Ein Saf Or. 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 To the glory of the triple goddess, we kindle the light, invoking the cosmic crone of light and ancient wisdom.
Igaret, ancient one of knowledge, bring your secrets of transformation. Crone, bringing forward something from nothing, of giving form to the formless. You have no fear of the swirling waters, begetting life and death and life again. Help us to be like you, great crone, not dimming our light for anybody, not apologizing for who we are. Let us know the humour of light and the light of humour, right through to our very bones. Praise to you, Igaret, our cosmic crone of light.
And let's chant together Igaret Hakma Or. 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 Igaret Anna, do you have our words?
Oh, the triple goddess, yes. I'll get up there. Zoom.
Can you find them?
Yes, it's coming up, and now I'll share it. Is it coming up? The Zoom. Here we go. Share screen. Go. Share. Put this one down.
So we'll be chanting to our triple goddess, the bride of light, the mother of unity, and the cosmic moon of light. Does my sound all right? And call, Anna, you need to mute.
Okay.
And just breathe in those holy names, the daughter, the Mother, the crone of light. Nana will lead us in meditation.
So as we have our eyes closed, we'll draw deeply into our breath and connect with our mother ground of being. Open up to the cosmic womb and bring all of who you are there into the womb. Place your worthiness and unworthiness in this womb. Place your desire to be recognized, your desire to be seen and heard, all the roles that you play. And then open to your being of nobody. Simply let yourself float and be in this place, the no-being place, the spaciousness of being, the boundlessness of being. If any panic arises, simply breathe into and through it. You are still there. Drop deeper and deeper into this no body, no being. And dwell there as long as you can, which is only for a few moments now. But when you revisit that space of no being. Spend time with that place. And then invite the daughter of wings to be born from that place. That daughter that births your true desires. Welcome her with all that she brings. Daughter of my being, may I no longer feel the need to prove myself or to push myself forward, standing as a false warrior. May I lay all this down in the ground of love and being, and from this ground may your true desire rise. May true dreams come to be known. Daughter, may my belly soften so I can hear you call my name. Hear yourself being called. So I can speak the meaning of my name, knowing the purpose and way of my life, that purpose and way which is a gift for all. Kala Nura, Adonai Kala Mashiach. Beloved daughter bride, anointed one, anoint us with your divine light. And when you're ready, open your eyes.
Goddess of the full moon, renewer of life, we thank you for your presence here tonight, and we bid you farewell until we next meet under your light. May it shine forever within our hearts and light our steps. Go in peace. Let's stand for our closing, or you may remain seated if you're more comfortable. Just repeat. I am and I am becoming.
I am and I am.
I am pure, radiant awareness.
I am pure, radiant awareness.
Ya Mariam,
Ya Mariam,
blessed be.
blessed be.
Blessed be.
So we now have a few moments to connect while Amina gets ready for the exciting next episode of the powers and our climb up the tree of life. So we've already had a little bit of catch up time, but yeah, let's hear from everybody how you were from that last fortnight when we did that power, the fourth power. And the fourth power, that was the one where we ate the fruit of strength and courage and were freed from the weakness of the flesh. Who would like to say what happened for them? Well, I think Brigitte, maybe you want to speak to it because Brigitte's on with Andrew Mignot, but we can't see because she hasn't got it. The camera's not working.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Remember when we first did it last week and you said, oh, I think that weakness of the flesh is my inner critic.
Yeah, that's right. Because I'm doing a art class. It's called Critic and the Muse.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's quite amazing because that woman is teaching us, when the critic is popping up. And it's really constantly on our shoulders and tells us that is not good, that is you can do better, or that is not perfect, you can do this. So she teaches us to bridge in our brain the critic and the muse. So each time the critic is popping up, you actually replace it with something the muse would do. So there's always let me say the critic is there, and then you can answer with wisdom and integrity, for example, because the critic is quite important in our life. But we have to just find a way to integrate it. Yeah, so that's yeah, and I hear it now in other people. And then yeah, when it pops up, or I could have done that better, or I'm not good in art, or then we know that it's a critic, which yeah. But I had a really good 2 weeks, and yeah, courage and strength, yeah, it's just very empowering for me. And I went to Sydney for more than a week, and I did every morning a beautiful walk from Bronte to Bondi, and it's just stunning. And I was so blessed every morning and feeling, my heart is opening for the beauty of that planet. Seeing the blue water and whales and rainbows, it was so beautiful. Every morning I was standing there and say, oh, I'm so blessed,
Wow.
to live in a place like this. And you wouldn't think that is anything wrong on the planet because it's so beautiful. And everybody's cheering the whales when they pass by. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, thank you very much, Anna and Amina, for this beautiful ceremony we're doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for your reflection, because I think I was just reading the other day how it's the aspects of beauty that balance out this knowledge that we have in our head, or the critic. The beauty aspect is the one that love, harmony, and beauty. It comes from harmonizing within our own being and loving what we see and seeing the beauty around us. So it's a good reminder. Thank you. KJ, you've had a bit of a stressful time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But you had strength and courage to get here again.
I feel really committed to this fortnightly Zoom, and I don't feel like I've been with the practice as much, but I'm loving having the Bandcamp option to download the music for the 8 powers.
Yeah.
And I listen to that, I've got it lined up in my phone, so I listen to that regularly, and I'm loving that sort of vibration. But yeah, I need to call on strength and courage, and I've never been in this position before where I've been given notice in this way, and having been here less than a year. And a year ago when I moved in, I could, you know, walk up 40 steps easily, and now I can't walk around the block. So it's a really challenging time. So I'm having, and it feels actually unfair as well, because there's been no reason given and there's no opening to discussion, or, and legally I don't have a foot, you know, they can do that. Landowners can do that. They don't have to actually give a reason.
Wow.
So I'm working very hard and practicing staying steady, and the mirror being whatever I'm starting to think or put out. So Brigitte, with your critic, I probably put that to myself of when I start thinking negative thoughts, you know, towards someone else. I'm getting really good at catching that really fast and just bringing it back to what energy do I want to be residing in, really. So that's my practice at the moment. Trust and surrender that I'll find somewhere to live, and that I have the physical capacity or friends that'll help me to do it. Crikey.
Yeah. If you're stuck, come over to Aussie if you're allowed to.
Oh, darling, yeah, maybe one day. I still got my Australian citizenship. I thought I might live there one day, but who knows? I don't have the capacity at the moment to, you know, even just to move house feels like it's going to be beyond my. Anyway, I'm not going to talk like that. So
What we'll do is, as a sisterhood here, we will pray and see you whole and healed and strong and full of courage. And yeah, you're reminding me how actually the last fortnight I made a big move myself to separate my thoughts and feelings, because I remember Amina saying we're going from the thought process of the hold to the feelings of Netzach. And I just realized that I've caught myself, you know, when I'm feeling a certain way, of it being related to a thought I've had, or a critic, or a judgment, or the way I've seen something. And I've immediately decided, okay, I'm not going to have that thought anymore. And then the feeling changed. Oh, how about that? So I just recognized that this happened without me, you know, I didn't put two and two together until you spoke, KJ. So thank you. What about Marguerite? You need to unmute yourself, darling. Unmute. Unmute, Marguerite.
I've had to attend a different Zoom meeting last time because I was attending a parasitology meeting.
Ooh.
So I have to do that because I'm a parasitologist.
Wow. Wow.
But there's much beauty in those organisms that people generally don't like to think about.
Uh-huh.
They have a very hard life, you know, in many different ways, different organisms. So it all ties in together, I think.
Yeah. Wow. Beautiful to get the perspective from you that even a parasite wants to live, hey, and we don't give it much chance.
Right. But one parasite has to lay millions of eggs, and maybe one of them will survive if they're lucky. So, no, they're climbing a steep hill.
Spare a thought for the parasite. Thank you, Marguerite. And Linda.
Okay, so this is my first time here.
Fantastic. Welcome.
Yeah, so thank you, and I've been wanting to do this. So, yeah, this has been a time where there's times where I feel like, oh, I am really blessed. I have a job where I can work at home, and I live with housemates out in the woods in New Hampshire. And I feel like my needs are taken care of. You know, I have a job. I live with people. And then there's other times where I just find myself really depressed and despondent at at the state of the world, and not being able to travel to see my son who I haven't seen in 6 months. Yeah, so I go back and forth with that, but I am also really grateful for Zoom. It lets me go to things like this, and this just feels so good, because it's been a while since I've really been with a ritual or something with the divine feminine, and I've always had an affiliation with Mary Magdalene. So, yes, it's wonderful. So thank you.
And where are you from, Linda?
I live in New Hampshire. I live outside a teeny little village called Grantham. So we're pretty far up north.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope you can just ask us. We can send you the previous YouTube links, but they're all there on the YouTube channel, Dancing with Mary Magdalene. So you can catch up.
Awesome. Yes. and Amina, I love your music. It's just
Thank you. Thank you.
amazing.
You're on my mailing list, aren't you, Linda? Are you on my mailing list?
I'm not sure. I saw this through like the Facebook group.
Pardon?
I saw this through the Facebook group, so I don't know
Oh.
if I'm on your email list or not.
The reason I ask is because after every meeting, we send out emails with the link and the handouts attached. So you would be getting those if you're on our mailing list.
I'll put my email in the chat box.
Great. I was going to
Is that
suggest.
good?
Great, thank you. Yeah.
Great.
So I'd like to just jump in for a minute before we start our practice to let you all know that there are plans in the works for our annual Mary Magdalene Feast Day retreat, which always happens around the 22nd of July. We had to cancel our venue, of course, because of the COVID isolation, but we're going to attempt it on Zoom. And it had already been scheduled for July 17th and 18th, which is 2 weeks from now. And so we're going to start it off with our regular, it'll be the new moon, Triple Goddess new moon on the 17th. So that will be our kickoff for the weekend. So we'll have that session, we'll have 2 Zoom sessions on Saturday, and then possibly on Sunday morning, if people are interested, something that I'm calling, it's mentoring the Mary dances for Zoom. So that little session will just be for about an hour and a half on Sunday morning for dance leaders or people who do things on Zoom who would like to perhaps adapt a Mary dance or something. So that is called, I love this, Mary Trek, exploring the Zoom venue to go where no dance leader has gone before. So that will be a lot of fun, I think. So I'll be sending out, maybe this weekend, a flyer that has all the details, and we'll also provide you with links for the Zoom meetings, and just want to make you aware that that's happening in 2 weeks on the weekend. So what we're going to do before our practice, if I can find, here it is. All right. I'm going to share screen. Here we go. This is what we call the Tree of Life glyph, and this shows you all the 10 Sephiroth and their respective colors. I particularly like this one because it gives you the colors of the Sephiroth and of the paths. You see these, we call these pathways between each of the Sephiroth. So tonight we are focusing on Tiphareth. We're moving from Netzach up the 24th path to Tiphareth, and this is a very important and crucial Sephiroth, so I want to just spend a little bit of time acquainting you with it. Sometimes I want to call it a her and sometimes a him, But actually, this is where Yeshua, Son of God, resides. I told you in the very beginning when we started down here in Malkut that this is where Mary Magdalene spends her time. So in this sphere we find that Yeshua lives there, and this is where we get in touch with the Christ consciousness and our spiritual son, which resides in our heart. So I wanted to mention one other thing about Tiphareth too, and that is that it is directly connected to all of the Sephiroth on the tree except for Malkut. Malkut receives all the energies that are funneled down through Yesud, but other than that, it has a direct line to Kether, which is the Godhead, and as you can see, all of these paths come and connect with Tiphareth. So it's in the center of the tree, and it channels the divine spirit downward, and our spiritual aspirations upward, and it all comes together in Tiphareth. Sometimes I think it helps to see a visual of a place that we're spending time in meditation and in practice, but we don't really know, and it doesn't really look like this anyway. It's very ethereal. All of these Sephiroth are considered emanations of light, and the frequency of the light changes, beginning at the top with the Godhead as it comes and moves down the tree. So some of the qualities of Tiphareth are that it is called the place of harmony and beauty. That is its name, harmony and beauty. And it's also, as I mentioned, the Son of God, and the consciousness of the higher self, the vision of harmony. And it is the sun before the sun, shields us from the greater light of Kether. Cannot move my, there we go. And then it shields us, as I said, shields us from the greater light of Kether, and then it shields Kether from the lower lights. It is self-consciousness, the I that thinks of itself as I am. Tiphareth is the gleaming golden sun within each of us, the Christ center. It's the place where we work in our evolvement, and it awakens us to devotion of the great work. The great work is everything that we do that takes us closer to knowing our true will, our true self. And again, this is a wonderful connection to our power tonight, which is the fruit of clarity and truth. So this is where we find our true self. This is what was described by Jesus in the Gospels when he said, "Know thyself." So I wanted to expand on that a little bit, and also on the chant that we'll be using, that is one of the attributes of this sphere, and it's a three-part name of God. So, and there's a little bit more to it than what I have included on the handout. The name is Yod-He Vod-He, which we've had in the last two powers as part of the name. And then the second name is Eloah, and the third name is Da'at, or Dot, which is easier to pronounce than trying to make it two syllables. So that is brings us up to this sphere here, Da'at. Sometimes there's a little apostrophe there if you want to pronounce it that way. But this is an interesting and kind of complicated concept, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. But just to let you know that it's considered a non-sphere, a non-Sephiroth. It is not counted, and yet it is there. It's transparent or invisible, and it lives in the abyss. And the abyss is this area that sort of separates us down here from what we call the supernal triangle, which is the Divine Father, and Hakma, which is divine wisdom, and Bina, divine understanding, and Da'at is the divine knowledge, the knowledge that comes directly from the divine. This is not a human quality. It's not the knowledge that we think we understand on this plane, but this is the divine knowledge. And so when Mary's soul is traveling up this tree, when she gets to this point, she crosses the abyss to get into what we're calling the eighth power of Bina, which is the Divine Mother. So this is Mary's path, starting here and traveling up to there. So we'll get there in another, three meetings. Woo, hard to believe. Okay, so let me just mention then that the way we pronounce this chant when we get to it is Yod He Vod He Eloah Vadat. And the other aspect of the meaning of the God name, the one that's given on the handout, is Lord God and knowledge. Yod He Vod He Eloah is Lord God, and then Da'at is knowledge. But also these names contain both the masculine and feminine aspects of the divine. So in Yod He Vod He, we have what we call the quaternity, instead of the Trinity as we're familiar with in the Christian tradition. The quaternity is God the Father, God the Mother, God the Son, and God the Daughter. So the Yod is the Father, He, the first He is the Mother, Vod or Vav is the Son, and the second He is the Daughter. Then the Eloah is actually a two-part word. The El is another form of God, and the Eloah is God the Mother. So that is God the Father and the Mother in Eloah. And then, of course, Da'at is the divine knowledge. So that's the meaning of the chant that we'll be singing. So let's begin our opening invocations. And you're going to put up our sheet.
Yes, I'll share this one now.
There we go. Just
right here.
there. Okay. So let's begin with our invocation, and then we'll stand for the Kabbalistic cross. So just breathing in for a moment as we begin to become centered and focused into our ritual and our practice. Holy art thou, O Lord of our universe. Holy art thou, whom nature hath not formed. Holy art thou, O vast and mighty one, Lord of the light and of the darkness. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. So, beginning with our Kabbalistic invocation of light, the Kabbalistic cross. Since Linda is new to this, I'll briefly explain what we're doing. We are forming a cross of light by bringing it down from the heavens through our chakra down to the earth chakra beneath our feet, then to the right shoulder, the left shoulder, and then crossing over the heart for the final Amen. And Anna, if you can move the screen just a little bit, the sheet down just a little bit, so we get it all. There you go, thank you. All right, so our two fingers, the left hand is down, facing, pointing to the earth. The right hand is up. We're drawing the light down into the third eye, down to the earth. Ata Malkut Vege Bura Vege Dula Leolam Amin. And then we're forming that cross of light silently with our head movements. So reading from the Gospel of the Beloved Companion, the fifth power. Only then, my master told me, when you have rejected the deceiver, can you pass through the hardest gate of all, to attain the fifth bough and the fruit of clarity and truth. Only then will you know the clarity and truth of your soul, and knowing yourself for the first time, understand that you are a child of the living Spirit. And as my soul moved upward, I realized that I could no longer hear the voice of the world, as all had become as silence. So we begin with the Aramaic Lord's Prayer, or a version that you are comfortable saying if you aren't familiar with the Aramaic form. Avun de Bashamaya, Nik Kadesh Shemak, Tete Malkuta, Nekwe Sivyanak Ikana de Bashmaya Afba Ar Havlan Lakma de Sun Kanan Yalmana, Washbaklan Havain Wakdahain, Ikana Davkanan Shwokanal Hayavain, Wela Taklan Lena Suna, Ela Patsan Min Bisha, Matul Dilahe Malkuta, Wahaila Watesh Bukta, La Alam Amin, Amen. Ya Mariam, I rise from the darkness, which is the root of the tree of life, and reach the light that is the eternal life of the Spirit. Amen. Blessed are you, Miriam, for you did not waver at the sight of the risen Master, you who were his companion and whom he loved more than any other woman. Holy Bride, Apostle of the Apostles, be at my right shoulder as I walk forth in the infinite light, and bless me with your eternal presence. Amen. The fifth power. I eat the fruit of clarity and truth, and I am freed from the illusion of fears. And we will say the holy name just once at this point. Yod He Vod He Elo Avadat. And we affirm and invoke the fifth power 7 times. I eat the fruit of clarity and truth, and I am freed from the illusion of fears. I eat the fruit of clarity and truth, and I am freed from the illusion of fears. I eat the fruit of clarity and truth, and I am freed from the illusion of fears. I eat the fruit of clarity and truth, and I am freed from the illusion of fears. I eat the fruit of clarity and truth, and I am freed from the illusion of fears. I eat the fruit of clarity and truth, and I am freed from the illusion of fears. I eat the fruit of clarity and truth, and I am freed from the illusion of fears. Blessed are you, Miriam, for you did not waver at the sight of the risen Master, you who were his companion and whom he loved more than any other woman. Holy Bride, Apostle of the Apostles, be at my right shoulder as I walk forth in the infinite light, and bless me with your eternal presence. Amen. The fifth power. I eat the fruit of clarity and truth, and I am freed from the illusion of fears. And we will chant the holy name 7 times. If possible, just take a deep breath so that you can do the whole chant as you release that breath. Yod He Vod He Elo Avadat. 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 And now we'll breathe in Yod He Vod He, breathing out Elo Avadat 7 times. Blessed are you, Miriam, for you did not waver at the sight of the risen Master, you who were his companion and whom he loved more than any other woman. Holy Bride, Apostle of the Apostles, be at my right shoulder as I walk forth in the infinite light, and bless me with your eternal presence. Amen. I rise from the darkness, which is the root of the tree of life, and reach the light that is the eternal life of the Spirit. I am free to remember eternity. Amen. Ya Mariam, Avun Devashamaya. breathing in the energy of this power into our heart center, into that golden sun of the Christ consciousness. Feeling it radiating out to all beings, to all the planet, radiating that love, harmony, and beauty of Tiphareth. Toda Rabbah Elohim. Amen. So just a brief review of some additional names and practices that you may want to use if you're drawn to the Arabic more than the Hebrew or the Aramaic or any English translation, whatever resonates to you and to your heart and your path at this time. So we'll start with the Arabic. Those come from Anna. Would you like to say a word or two about those two?
So we have Yakayum. That came to me because when we are in eternity, we get really clear about things. It means that however we identify ourselves with this temporal experience and existence is not where our truth really lies. So for me, invoking Yakayum, the eternal, helps me stand in the truth of my being, in the eternal. That's what gives me clarity, freedom from the illusion of fears. And a Yahak is the truth, and that we all have our own signature truth, which expresses the divine truth. And Yajamil is that the quality of divine beauty that we've spoken through all the way, that helps us in standing in our truth as well when we find beauty within and without.
Some additional Hebrew names that are associated with this particular Sephirah, as I'd mentioned before, Yeshua and Yeshua Mashiach is, of course, the anointed Jesus the Christ. Ben Ha'el is the Son of God. And another form of Yod-He Vod-He is Yahweh. Yahweh Eloheinu means Yahweh our God. And then I was drawn to the fourth line of the Aramaic prayer and the I can't even say it without saying the whole line. Nekwe Zivianic, there you go, Zivianic, which from Sadi's translation means desire or heart's desire, one's goal or purpose. And this purpose that becomes so much a part of ourselves that we don't have to think about it, to me this really related to the great work. And then the images of a vortex of harmony and regeneration. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. This spoke to me about the divine will and our will, our truth, and our continuing in our enlightenment through the great work. So we'll open it up if there's any questions or comments or anything you'd like to share that you might have experienced during the practice.
I just think it was fantastic the way you described it and showed us the chart before we did the practice, because I had that feeling as we were chanting, we were really in this spiritual sun, and we were getting to go to higher dimensions in our being. And that's what the whole thing feels like. We've done all this work on the lower planes, and now at that heart level we're ready to go even further, to challenge ourselves, to go through the abyss and all this
Yeah, I
stuff.
think we're gonna fly over the abyss.
I know. It's amazing. All this correlates so much to all the art journaling I've done over the last 3 or 4 years. I've done, pictures for all of these stages. It's just amazing because I've done the heroine's journey, and the heroine's journey is about hearing your inner call, your true desire. It's like, wow, Joseph Campbell had it right too. These are the truths of our being that mythologists have evoked as well, and many different ideologies tap into this, the essence of what we're doing. And it just blew me away, especially today, how powerful this work is that we're doing. And though it seems like there's only a few of us, it seems like, well, we've been entrusted as a few to do this powerful work. It's amazing, really. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
I have a question.
All right.
Oh, sorry, it comes through my one that doesn't have the video because I need two devices to get my system to work. Anyway, my question is about the abyss. And when you said that Mary Magdalene crosses over the abyss,
Yes.
where was it from and to?
Well, to get through the abyss, we're going up from Tiphareth. There are two more Sephiroth, Kesed and Gabura. And so when she's in Kesed, at that point, she goes over the abyss or through the abyss up to the eighth power of where the Divine Mother resides.
And which was the one that she's traveling from? Sorry, I don't have the picture in front of me at the moment. So what was the number?
Okay,
oh, that's the 7th, is it?
Anna, could you remove this from the screen
yes.
and pull that other one up?
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Yes, so we're here in Tiferet. Next time we'll go to Gabura, and then the next time to Kesed, and here is the abyss. So basically, she's going to fly over the abyss and end up here in the third Sephirah, which is Binah, the Divine Mother.
Fabulous. Okay. I love the symbolism of that vacant abyss space.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I'm there at the moment.
Yeah.
So we're actually working backwards through the numbers because we start from the bottom.
Yeah, the numbers of the Sephiroth do not coincide with the number of the powers. That was sort of a little thing I had to work with in the beginning because it was very clear to me that, we start from where we are in the physical plane and we ascend. So it's just that in numbering the Sephiroth, it starts with Kether at the top, but don't let that confuse you.
That's a great help.
I wanted to mention too about the paths. The 10 Sephiroth are considered the first 10 paths, and then these pathways begin back up here at Kether with number 11, and there are 22 of these pathways, and those correlate with the Hebrew letters. The letters are considered to be energetic energies or intelligences. They are living beings, energetic, and so each of these has a different energy and a different set of correspondences, and is a whole body of work all by itself, another lifetime of a way to understand and experience. It's very experiential. Path working is one of the ways that we also can experience the Tree of Life. So
that's really helpful. Thank you. Yeah. And will that picture be able to come out to us so we can put it in our computers and refer to it?
Well, actually, I sent it out a couple of weeks ago after our last meeting when we were all being creative, and I attached it and a blank form so that people could start coloring. So if you didn't get that, I'll be happy to resend it.
I would love to receive the coloured one.
Yeah. That was
as well
all.
as the color uncolored.
It could be that Anna might have not remembered to send it to everybody because that went out after she sent out the link for the YouTube.
I've got,
Yeah,
I can send it. Yeah.
Oh,
that would be lovely, and because I don't think I got the powers this time either, the power
No, I
or
forgot.
the prayer. That's okay. If we can still get it, that would be lovely.
we didn't send it ahead of time this time. I was kind of late getting it out, so.
That's all right. You're not alone. It's amazing we all still make it.
I know. So did you color that one in yourself, Amina?
No, that one that I'm showing was one that I found on the internet. But one of the ways to work with a tree is to color each sephirah as you work with it. And so that was when I sent out both a blank copy that you can color if you like, and you can begin to write in the correspondences that you're working with. So it's just a way of working to sort of integrate it into the practices that you're doing. So what I've done is on the handout that I send, which has a picture of the Sephirah over here, but it's white. I've been starting to color that one. So you can, but you've got the whole tree that you can color, and you've also got that one. So.
That's great. You're keeping on inspiring our creativity.
Well,
Beautiful. So when I finish with the recording, I'll wait for you to send me the coloured in one too, and I'll attach that as well as the one that's not coloured in.
oh, I sent both in the
Oh,
same
you did?
mail.
Oh,
Yeah, so you should have it. But if you don't, let me know. So
okay.
we're going to close with I'll play the chant that we used tonight, just on our way out, and it's a little bit long. So if you uh, want to leave before it's over, that's perfectly fine.
Thank you, everybody.
Can you hear it?
Very well.
Is that good? Okay.
It stopped. It stopped.
Oh,
we'll meet again in 1 fortnight, and we celebrate the feast of Mary Magdalene. And this will be a unique occasion where the North and the Southern Hemisphere will do it together.
Yeah, we'll start out, as I said, on 2 weeks from tonight, and we will be recording it. So for, since you won't be able to be there on Saturday, we'll send out the recordings to everybody, and you'll be able to take a look at it.
Yeah, great. I'm hoping to have a few of my friends around, and we will dance in tandem anyway with you. So
Wonderful.
gorgeous.
Great.
Okay, Ya Mariam.
Yes.
Ya Mariam.
Yeah, Mariam.
Good night, and have a good fortnight, everyone. Full of
Yes.
health and blessings and clarity and truth.
Yes. And look out
Thank
for that
you.
lunar eclipse.
Yes, enjoy the eclipse.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Ya Mariam.
Ya Mariam.
Mariam.